It's 2 a.m. Your thumb is hovering over send, and some part of you already knows this isn't a decision. It's a reaction wearing a decision's clothes. Let's talk about why desperation is the worst advisor you will ever listen to and what to do instead. Think about the decisions you regret most in life. The ones you replay at 3 a.m. years later. I would bet almost none of them were made in a calm, clear-headed moment. They were made when you were cornered, exhausted, afraid, certain that time had run out. That feeling has a name: desperation. And here's the thing people get wrong about it. Desperation isn't just really strong stress. It's a completely different mental state. It happens when a scarcity mindset, there's not enough, collides with time pressure. This window is closing right now. And when those two things combine, your brain stops evaluating options and starts reacting. That's why desperation always shows up disguised as a countdown. The job offer expiring today. The ex who will move on if you don't fight for them right now. The stock you have to sell this second. Real deadlines exist, but desperation turns almost every deadline into a 5-alarm emergency. Here's a reframe that changed how I think about this. Picture desperation as an advisor, one who shows up uninvited, exactly when you are most vulnerable, and speaks with total confidence, but has never once in the history of your life given you advice you are actually glad you followed. This advisor only speaks in absolutes. Never, always, last chance. It demands an answer right now, never later. It doesn't ask questions. It just hands you a conclusion and expects you to act. Compare that to a wise mentor, a calm friend, your own clear-headed self on a good day. Good counsel asks questions first. It can sit with uncertainty. It almost never insists on an answer in the next 5 minutes. The moment your internal voice shifts from I could do A, B, or C to I have no choice, I have to do this, that's your signal. Desperation has taken the wheel. So what do you actually do in that moment? 2 words: don't move. Not forever, just long enough that the person making the decision is you, thinking clearly and not panic reacting. Physically stopping matters more than people realize. Put the phone down, close the laptop, step away from the desk. That tiny physical act sends a signal to your nervous system that the emergency it thinks you are in isn't actually happening. Use real thresholds. For a moderately big decision, wait 24 hours. No exceptions, no matter how urgent it feels. For a major hard-to-reverse decision, quitting the job, ending the relationship, moving the money, stretch that to 72 hours. And never underestimate just sleeping on it. The version of you that wakes up tomorrow will process the exact same situation with a calmer nervous system than the version of you feeling desperate tonight. And here's the counterintuitive part. The stronger the urge to act right now, the more that's actually proof you are in the grip of desperation, not sound judgment. Genuine emergencies requiring instant action are rare. Job offers, breakups, falling stock prices, almost none of them are that. Desperation isn't a character flaw. It's a state, and states pass if you give them time. The best decisions in your life were almost never made in a hurry. I go so much deeper into this in my book called Don't Move: Why Desperation is the Worst Advisor and How to Think Clearly Under Pressure by Self-Help Guide. In the book, I focus on why desperation lies to you, how to spot it in your body before it takes over, and a full toolkit to think clearly under pressure, plus a 1-page emergency reference card you can screenshot and keep on you. You can grab it on Gumroad today. If you have ever made a decision at 2 a.m. that you regretted by morning, this book is for you.